Hello, this is RV Vagabond Jerry. Today I'm in Sarasota, Florida at a property called the Ringling. Sarasota was the hometown of the Ringling Brothers, and while John Ringling, who was the leader of the Ringling Brothers, was still alive, in his later years he decided to create a museum. He was an extensive art collector, so part of it is the art museum and a good part of it is the Circus museum. And then also he lived here, so part of what we're going to see is the Ringling Mansion, where he lived and put on events and entertained people here. So, never been to a circus museum? This should be very interesting. First I'm going to show you Mr. Ringling's home, which they call a mansion, and its official name is Katazan. And here is, I guess you would call it a reflecting pool. It's only a few inches deep, and I guess that's the reflecting stand. Here is, I guess, a modest woman, and the home here is right on the ocean. They do give tours inside the home. I've decided not to do that today. Take a look at this tower. This is around the back side of the mansion. It goes out into the water there. And over here they have a big tent. They're putting up some special event today. I like the way it goes out into the ocean. It's actually the bay here, and you can see the city on the other side of the bay. And some other homes and buildings over here. I'm on the patio now, which is a really nice patio. Take a look at this. I heard Mr. Ringling had a lot of social and entertainment events at his mansion here. And even better, the patio goes out down these steps right to the ocean. You could sit here right on the water's edge. You think this would impress your friends? And this is off to the other side. The property goes way down there. And I think a lot of this window design is in kind of a circus motif, you might say. There's a lot of statues around like these two. Here's one more shot from a further distance away, and on the grounds here they have a lot of these huge trees and some very interesting statues. Next is the Rose Garden. It's a circular garden. I'm going to stand inside of this little gazebo and just do a 360. How you like this rose garden? I like this statue. This guy seems to be really fascinated with something up there. Buff Beauty? Is that the name of the rose or the statue? And generally his statues are well clothed. Again, a guy looking up to a woman. Nice. And here is a whole row of them down this sidewalk. Here's an odd looking statue. Lost an arm, but has wings though. This statue is at the front of this museum building, and I went through it. What's mostly in there is knights in armor, but I think that's a temporary exhibit that changes from time to time. And across the pond here is this building, which is the Circus Museum. So I'm going to go in there now. Here's one of the original posters. John Ringling, the Circus King. I think I remember seeing that movie as a child. Not positive. Here they've got some trained models. I think it was probably more exciting when the circus came through town on a train. They have some of their old carts here. They're really elegantly designed. This shows some of the sideshow acts that they had. And let's see what this is. This is like a workshop. This is the inside of one of their work trailers. Well, they had to do something with their old carts when they don't need them anymore. Here's one of their old ticket wagons. Look at the artwork that went into these things. What is that? Oh, you know what? This is one of those cannons where they would shoot a man out of a cannon. This tells about it. The human cannonball, they called it. I like this name they got on the front of it. Wow. I'm gonna go look inside the train car. So this car is for the crew. Their quarters, dining room. Kind of small. Here's one of the bedrooms. And the bathroom. Got a tub. I guess this was sort of like living in an RV. This is a berth bed that folds down into a little table and sofa. Then here is a lounge with a record player, table for games or something. And then here is the back end, or is this the front? I'm gonna scan around the building here. I think this is one of the fancier crew cars because this is the one used by the Ringling family themselves. I bet you didn't know there were 7 Ringling Brothers. Each one of these tells about them, and they all kind of look the same. And here's a portrait of the whole family. Here's a couple of the parade vehicles. And this is a steam calliope.
Balance. Just be good at it. You just have to do it.
You gotta keep going.
Just keep going.
Hey, you made it, almost. How do you like this dress? And here's one of the elephant cloaks. Here's some of the wardrobes. And here's a clown. Kind of shabby looking. And the famous Nick Walinda. Band-Aids. I wonder what size roller skates these are. You can get in the picture there. Here's some more props. By the way, this is called the bandwagon, with the band playing on top, and I like these statues. They have a pretty amazing miniature display here, although that train is about 9 inches tall and it goes around a long way. It's behind glass, so you'll see some reflections, I think. Commissary. This is a huge creation here. And there's the big tent. I've always been amazed in real circus life how they put these tents up so quickly, use them for a week or two, and then take them down again and move on to the next town. Look at some of the detail of these.
It's like it's nighttime. Be careful then.
Well, didn't you say back there that they closed buildings and businesses and schools?
Big showman entrance. I think this is the Barker for the sideshows.
I remember Ron telling me that they had this and how much you could how much you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They all like balloons.
This shows what's inside one of the big tents.
So it didn't take one person along, they took four.
But it's not the big tent. So after you go through there, you go over to the big tent.
Program. 800 artists.
Yeah, they winter on springs. Well, she could have used back here.
Yeah, they do that.
Oh, they have a lot of different tents. I've never been to a circus this big. The ones I've been to are fairly small, I think.
I don't think it's changed. I think this is what we saw. Here's the dog.
Here's one of their horse chariots. Several things here on the second floor. They've got this really long display of a circus parade. Wow, imagine the time it took to create this. Here's looking down on the circus grounds from the second floor. That's the big tent. This is huge. John Ringling, who was the head of the Ringling Brothers. He was an extensive art collector. And when he died, he left all of his artwork to the state of Florida. And they are in this building here. Most of his artwork is paintings. So I'm not going to video too much for you. This one's interesting. I wonder what's going on here. The walls in here is a work of art itself. Don't waste space on this wall. You ever seen one of these? You know what it is? This sort of looks like a piano. It's a harpsichord. This is the grounds between the art museum buildings. Well, there's a huge statue. Let me zoom up. Well, the statues out here. This is a discus thrower. I wonder what this guy is trying to do to that woman. There's a horse and chariot. A nice fountain over here. Now, this is quite a wrestling match. It's a really huge museum. But like I said, the large majority is paintings. This room has got some interesting things. It's not a large room, but I'm just going to scan around, show you a few things hanging from the ceiling. Interesting. This is a map of the property. The green buildings is the art museums. These two red buildings are the circus museums. And then this is the Ringling Mansion out on the bay. Well, this is an unusual day. Never been to a circus museum before. Now I have. Good day, folks.